What's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's show of the Frisco Report. Is it serious? We're in camo time, baby. We're in camo time. What's going on, Mike?
Oh, I got to make sure my cap mode is on time because it's cap mode time. I'm good.
What's up, everybody? I'm talking about the latest on the defensive coordinator position, Mike. Talking about three candidates: Ron Rivera, Mike Zimmer, and the one that cracks me the fuck up, Aiden Dirty. Why, bro? Let's start with Aiden Dirty. Why the heck? Is this just something to fulfill some kind of checkbox for the NFL, or what is it? Why him? Why not Al Harris? Like, what? Let's speak on him first.
On Dirty,
Yeah.
maybe it's experience. I know Kellen Moore went through a series of head coaching interviews. Dan Quinn kind of trained him a couple of years ago on how to, interview. And I think this might be that type of situation with Dirty, bro, because he he don't know that much of football. I want to see his defensive playbook. Like, I bet it's as long as an 18-year-old's resume because he don't have much experience, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just more of getting your feet underneath you, NFL international, nobody's left behind type stuff. But I think that's what it's for. I think it's just NFL work.
That's what it seems like. You know what I mean? I wanted him to go with Dan Quinn, and I think he still ultimately will. And I don't think that, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, but I think his time might be numbered here. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But you talking about Ron Rivera, Mike? Interview with the Cowboys. I don't know if he has interviewed or is interviewing. Have you heard the latest on Ron Rivera?
Ron Rivera interviewed yesterday.
Okay,
Mike Zimmer interviewed today.
Let's talk briefly on a boy Ron Rivera. Okay, former homeboy, the homeboys. All right, he is in the running. All right, has a resume like no one's else. A very stout coordinator. Can't deny that. It's hard for Cowboys to grasp bringing a former Redskin here to coordinate the defense. I think that's why you don't get that much love for him, but he's in the mix, Mike. What's your level on would he of these three that we're talking about, Zimmer, Rivera, and Dirty? Where do you rank Ron Rivera in this list here of the three?
He's top two. He's top two. It's Zimmer's number one. Zimmer's my number one. Let me rephrase that. Zimmer's my number one. Ron Rivera will be my number two. Everybody else is down to number three. And I'll tell you why. Mike McCarthy's lame duck season, all right? And Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys, for that matter, can't afford for a Jason Garrett type of coordinator learning as you go type stuff. This is a betting on your coach, betting on your quarterback, stuff like that. You just can't have inexperience at certain positions. And defensive coordinator, Joe, is one of those positions where you have to have – Mike McCarthy has to have, all his aces, bro, to win this thing. So, Ron Rivera would be an ace. Mike Zimmer would be an ace. But, the Dohertys, the Al Harrises, those are fives, Joe. That messes up the stack.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I think he's top two. He is two. Let's talk about the main MFR here. All right, we're talking about Mike Zimmer. Full circle, bro. Started his career here with Dallas Cowboys. 12 years he was here. All right. And he did really well. He did a really solid job here, Mike. I remember when he was here, he was the bright spot of the Cowboys, even through their down seasons. He had the defense rolling. He worked with some of the better defensive tackles here, even with Dallas. Talking about Leroy Glover, one of our big free agency pickups a couple years. Well, not even a couple years ago. Seems like freaking forever ago. But Leroy Glover, Pro Bowl All Pro, and then 1 year with Parcells with a 3-4. He even was able to pull that off at a high level for 1 year, right? So, and then we know all the other ones, Cincinnati and the Vikings, Mike. But it sure seems like Mike Zimmer is in the driver's seat, barring some sort of some wild card coach or something that comes out of nowhere. Mike, what's your thoughts on Mike Zimmer, man?
Mike Zimmer's going to bring an element to this defense that the Cowboys haven't seen probably since he left, Joe. And that's accountability. That's learning how to tackle. That's, getting linebackers, investing in linebackers. That's just the type of guy, Mike Zimmer is. And you look at the old tapes, you look at the old sidelines, you look at the old mic'd up stuff. Zimmer don't play, bro. If Parson has a drought of 1 sack, it ain't buddy handshaking. It's like, dude, what are you doing? We got to get this on the road. Like leave the excuses out the door. Let's talk about how we improve. And that's just what Mike Zimmer's going to bring. And I'm not just singling out Micah Parsons. The defense played like crap against the Packers at home, where they were 16-0. I'm not trying to single out Mike. I'm just giving you an example. But Zimmer, that should be the guy as the defensive coordinator, hands down.
I love this comment here because it's true that this has been vetted out here, right? Mike Zimmer has success against the Shanahan offense and against Shanahan. So, unlike Dan Quinn,
0-6.
defeated, 0-6, completely defeated, right? Completely defeated. Opposite of undefeated, Dan Quinn versus Shanahan's defeated. Okay, Zimmer on the other hand, he knows how to play it, man. He knows how to play them. And not only the Shanahans, but the McVays, that freaking tree as well. So, very smart, very cerebral coach. Is a no-nonsense coach, Mike, and I think that's what you need here. Dan Quinn, players coach, bro. Like we say, players coaches have a short shelf life because buddy, and then they stop listening. We're friends. You'll let me slide, right, bro? You'll let me take some plays off, right, bro? You got me, right, bro? I mean, Zimmer, get your ass out there, man. If you're not gonna play, you're gonna sit your ass down. So we need that, bro. We need it like nobody's business, man.
Yeah, no, that's true.
That's what I want. That's what I need, bro. That's what this team needs. We still have other holes, obviously, but if you can get that out of your defense, out of your defensive coordinator, I think you might get a little bit further, man. Maybe you might get one one game further in the playoffs, but that's something. That's something.
It definitely is, dude. We. Do you think when do you think Jerry and these guys announce our new D? Is it after the Super Bowl or is it an hour before kickoff, Joe? I bet it's gonna be an hour before kickoff.
Man, honestly, if I were them, I would do it. I would do it before. Like, do it tomorrow, man. If Zimmer's having his interview today, get the paperwork done, announce it tomorrow. This sort of thing. Jerry does like to do these like special press conferences. He does it every year, and usually it's something stupid like crypto or a deal with Ford or Pepsi or Dr. Pepper, whatever the hell it is, and we all get pumped up like, "Oh, what's the announcement?" And it's some kind of ad deal, right?
Right.
So this year, I mean, it could happen. We might get one of these news conferences scheduled by the Cowboys, but I'm pretty sure the news is going to leak out. So the beat writers will leak this out to us. I think that'll come out. So hopefully it'll be before the Super Bowl. Mike, I don't want to wait till afterwards. We need to get the ball rolling. He needs to get in here,
start working together.
So get the staff together, right? Like, do you want Aiden Dirty to do your D lineman undeveloping dude. Get out of here, bro.
Never
Bring in
did.
somebody that can develop these D linemen, bro.
Yeah, they have to put something in place here for the future of Mozzie Smith, right? And that's why Taco Charlton never figured it out, because he never had that guy to say, this is what you got to do, right? This is what you have to do. I'm going to put you here because this is what you're good at. Like Mozzie Smith needs a scrub down from head to toe and teach new technique. Because you can't be Joe with Dan Quinn. Looking back at it, reflecting is a good thing for anybody. You have to reflect, right? When it was week 8 and Mozzie Smith was still getting out of his stance after the ball was hiked, Joe. That's what are you teaching this kid? There was never progress with this guy. I mean, the ball be hut and then he would go. It was like a half a second delay, and you couldn't see that on tape. You see what I'm saying? You just look at the team, the defense as a whole. When I think Ultra Cowboys said it, that players were mad at Dan Quinn, and it was just like it got stale, Joe. Like nothing.
Yeah.
Our progress just did not. Talent. Thank goodness we had talented players, because talented players made up for that scheme that we ran. You know what I'm saying? Micah Parsons being really fast, getting 14 sacks, this, that, and the third. Like, if it wasn't for that, Joe, I think this defense would be middle of the pack, if not worse defense.
If we go by the BS that Jerry Jones says about going all in, right, you got Zimmer, right? You got some potential moves where you could get Harrison Smith, safety, all pro of all pros at safety, an upgrade over what we have at the safety position. Danielle Hunter would be the crown jewel, bro. Very expensive, no doubt. But if we believe the BS of BS, Danielle Hunter could come with him, bro. And then you got a dynamic duo of Danielle Hunter and Micah Parsons as your edge rusher dynamic duo, bro. I mean, but going back to Mozzie Smith, Mike, you make a good point. You got to save the career here, man. It wasn't going to happen with Dan Quinn. You know what I mean? It just never happened, dude. We didn't get anything out of that. We can't go through that again. You got to get something from him. And Zimmer is almost like a defensive tackle whisperer. You know, during all of his career, he's had good defensive tackles, behemoths, guys that can bring pressure, guys that hit free agency that other teams want. He's good, man. I mean, he's good. He was a coach, so he was involved in the draft process, so he has an eye for talent, Mike. Zimmer, I mean, Quinn didn't, bro. You look at all the crap he did with the Falcons, came here, and our draft classes were not good, bro. I mean, we were talking about this offline the other day, Mike.
Yeah.
Our recent draft classes have been not good outside the first round.
No. I mean, your last good second round pick was Trayvon Diggs.
That's it.
I mean, and
yeah,
he pounded the table for Nahshon Wright, Joe.
Yeah, that was just, dude. That was
didn't work out.
That was ridiculous.
I want to know who pounded their table for Mozzie. Like
it was
what?
Fun.
Like I was this is reflecting, right? I was happy that we got a defensive tackle, Joe.
Yeah,
because that's where the need was. But that swing and that miss, I mean, hindsight's 2020. I was happy when they did it, but it's like where at in your evaluation process can you get better at? Because it's not just Mozzie. You look at the other players, Awesome Richards. What's going on with him? You look at Jalen Brooks. There's potential there. Why didn't you play him a little bit more? Why have Tolbert there when Michael Gallup, when you could have played him better because Cooks and Lamb were really on fire, right? So there's just so many things. Like this draft class, Joe, did not help us this year. The Mozzie being absent, Schoonmaker being absent, like so many pieces did not help us in that playoff game, Joe. And that's when you build your foundation on we built through the draft. and there was zero impact on anybody that you drafted, Joe, it's not
Yeah.
good. It's not good.
No, it's not good. It's not good. You put yourself way behind the eight ball and you're playing catch up. You know what I mean? So, Will McClay buttons up the draft. He doesn't, bro. He doesn't, bro. When it
Overrated.
comes push comes to shove, these coaches do have influence and they are able to sway it here. We saw with Marinelli, Tristan Hill, Taco. Now here, Sean Wright, uh, Mozzie. I hope they turn him around, bro, because he has the ability, bro. He's big. I don't know what they were doing, bro, and I think that was part of Dan Quinn. Like, oh, lose weight, bro. And I'm gonna make you a 3 tech. No, man, we brought this guy to be in here to stop the run, use that power, benching 700, whatever the hell pounds, whatever the hype was on that. I want to see that on the field, bro. Not you go like this and boom, you're on the fucking ground, dude. They gotta turn his technique around and revive his career. And I believe Zimmer would be the guy to do that. He's gonna push him, bro.
Right.
You know?
No, he needs to go to like a Warren Sapp type player. He needs to go to a Michael Bennett type guy, maybe a Gerald McCoy, and one of these veterans that can say, turn on the tape and teach this kid. Because I feel like he didn't learn anything throughout his 17-week season of playing, because he was playing on a limited basis. It took him 9 weeks to get out of a delayed stance after the ball was hiked. Like, I need him to go find a vet, put on the tape, and say, how can I get better? And work on technique.
Yeah. Yeah, we did and it's gonna be interesting to see how the staff makes out. Um I would like to keep Al Harris. I think Al Harris could work really good with Zimmer. You know what I mean? But I think defensive line wise, linebacker wise, let him bring his guys in here, bro. You know what I mean? He knows a lot. He knows a lot of coaches that he can bring in here and upgrade over Aiden Dirty and Scott McCurley. I mean, you got to get better at linebacker. And like we talked about gimmicks, this gimmick offseason is linebackers. Oh, and I mean, not to say we don't need them. Like, we do need linebackers, right? But every year it's some kind of gimmick. Like, we need this, and then we can get further. So, but Zimmer could be the guy to do it, Mike. I think that's kind of what we're talking about here, man. As far as, like, kind of late to the game here. Dan Quinn, I mean, that crap kind of hurt us, that it took forever for him to get the heck out of here. So now you're kind of you're left with what's left over, bro,
No, that's just what it is. Like, I mean, you look at, Jordan Lewis or, Stephon Gilmore, you look at the free agents, you're like, okay, maybe you can get a couple of pieces back, but you can't have too big of a youth movement because of Mike McCarthy's lame duck season, right? So you're looking at this like, maybe Jerry is onto something about going all in, because if you can't have too many older guys, you can't have too many younger guys. You need some seasoned vets in here that are, in their prime. And in order to do that, you have to get one to two guys in here that can be an impact or complement Parsons, right? Because if you don't, your defense is what's going to be the crutch of your season, because they have to learn under Mike Zimmer. They have to learn under these new position coaches. There's so many things that go in place that you have to get done between now and August. And it's like, this defense, no matter who it is, could be our crutch of how far we go because of what Dan Quinn left, bro.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to go either way. It's either going to go south or it's going to go north. I'm in the sense it's going to go north just because the track record that Zimmer has. He's revitalized. He's got a fresh start here, and he's a well-rounded coach, man. I mean, he's able to. He was able to revive Terrence Newman's career after he was kind of ran out of Dallas, as being after after Zimmer left, Newman's career kind of in Dallas was kind of on the down here, right? So, but then when Zimmer went to Cincinnati, he brought in Newman, revived his career, revived it, and extended it into his 40s into Minnesota. So that bodes well for a player like a Stephon Gilmore, for a Jordan Lewis, in my opinion. If they want to bring these guys for depth, and you have Zimmer in here, I think he can extend their careers with smart play, smart coaching, and get the most out of even your secondary. He's a well-rounded coach. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah, and Vrabel, I don't think would work out just because McCarthy is not going to want something like that because you have to learn a whole new scheme. You have to go to a 3-4, and Mike McCarthy does not have time for that. He just
yeah,
doesn't. So that's why Zimmer or Ron Rivera would be the best fit.
and I was fully on board for Vrabel myself. But just looking at the way that the Cowboys operate, it's probably going to be sticking with the 4-3 100%, and that's Rivera or Zimmer at this point. And the resume for me is just better for Zimmer, and he kind of has the inside track here. Having the history here with the Cowboys, it'd be full circle.
Oh yeah, no, and it would be, but it's just, man, I'm on edge, bro. I don't like they have to show me something that we really are investing in stopping the run. Because if we don't invest in that, bro, it's all for nothing. You're gonna get gashed, dude. Like, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt bad. So you have to be able to show me that you're investing in the run. In order to do that, you have to fix your front seven, Joe. You give me a dominant front seven, I might believe you a little bit.
I wish we could find a Sean Lee linebacker, either in free agency or through the draft. I think you got to find that spearhead for the defense. That's not Micah. Micah's an edge rusher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what he is. When it comes to contract time, it's going to be a mess too. Like, oh, we drafted him as a linebacker. We want to pay him the franchise tag of a linebacker. This is gonna be messy, bro. You know it is.
Yeah. No, and it very well could be. And Micah is not a true Mike linebacker. Micah would be a weak side linebacker, bro. He that's just to me that's where he fits. If he don't want to do the edge, he's not going to get middle linebacker money. He's going to get weak side linebacker money, bro, because that's where I see him playing with that speed. That's where he would fit best.
Yeah, he's not a linebacker. He just isn't, bro. He's an edge rusher. He's an outside linebacker, off-ball linebacker, which is an edge rusher, a rusher, right? Like a DeMarcus Ware. That's what he is. He's not an inside linebacker in any scheme. He's a rusher. So give me that kind of linebacker. You need a captain right there at the linebacker position. Well, that is something we don't have right now. So
no, that's true.
I want to see what they do there with that. Mike, let's transition to the Senior Bowl. We talked about this a little bit, our favorite players and this sort of thing. Practices seem to be better than the actual game itself, but still there are some good players. And we want to talk about, we want to do a mock draft, all right? Elmatic, thank you for the super chat. Guys, why aren't we hiring Sean Lee to coach the linebackers? Well, we got to wait and see a little bit, right? Like we're waiting for the official word on who's going to be the coach here. Under Zimmer, he had George Edwards, right? So would he come back? Where did George Edwards go, man? I forgot. Where did he go to?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, he went. God, where did he go off to? I forgot where he went off to. If you guys know, put it in the comments. But that was one of Zimmer's guys was George Edwards, and I think that George Edwards way more superior coach than a McCurley. Way more superior. But yeah, man, I've been pounding the table for that too. Bro. Like, I'm like, man, bring him in here. If not a linebacker coach, a quality, a defensive quality assurance coach where he can sit a little bit, learn, and then be in the sideline. And because he's a student on the game, and that's what these linebackers need, man. They need to be able to really, know how to play a little bit faster. You know what I mean? So I'm all for that, bro. I'm all for that, man.
So, it's so funny because, you've been doing the Frisco report for a long time, bro. Me and you, dude, were like, before we did a show, Sean Lee retired, and we are like, oh, does he go into the linebacker coaching right away? And I'm like, no, I think he's gonna take off a year. And you're like, no, I think he's gonna go right into coaching. I was like, I Sean Lee's had a bad career, injury. I think he's gonna take off a year. Little did we know, Joe, he's gonna take the entire time off. I haven't heard him coaching high school, college, NFL. I mean, where is Sean Lee? Does he still live in California? Like, he doesn't post anything on any social. So, like, as of Sean Lee's like that guy you graduated with, and like everyone's like, where is he at? What happened to this guy? And where's Sean Lee? Someone track down Sean Lee.
There's a photo floating around of Dak Prescott out on the slopes. I'm assuming Colorado or Utah or somewhere, and supposedly Sean Lee's right there next to him. Whether or not that can be confirmed, I'm not sure. It kind of looks like him, but it just would. It's just kind of a weird pairing. Sean Lee with Dak Prescott on the slopes. Did they run into each other there? Is it photoshopped? I'm not sure. If you guys have seen that picture, let me know. But
I haven't seen it.
As far as I know, he's living a happy retirement life out there in California. Jerry said that he would bring him back open arms, man, when he's ready. So, does he want to get back into the coaching side of it? Dip his feet into that. We'll see.
Heather, Army Mom Heather, saying that Sean Lee is making a ton of bank and is very successful doing real estate investing.
In that case, well, that's very lucrative. You know what I mean? Like, if you know what you're doing, Sean Lee, I'm sure, did well with his money. He doesn't seem like a guy that was gonna blow his money on stupid stuff, reinvest it, and extend his, have a happy post NFL career. So, yeah, it could be that. I mean, Mom Heather, I could see that happening. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of work, man. It really is a lot of work. So, but it is a good point. But Mike, we want to do a mock draft. All right. I'll let you run this one, Mike. So, what simulator would you want to use? This is going to be an all-in move. If we believe in Jerry Jones, Mike, this is how we're going to treat this mock draft. We're going to treat this as an all-in draft. So we're talking about either we stay at 24 or we use a pick to move up and go get somebody badass. So, Mike, we're going to do 2 rounds, all right? Do you want to stay and pick? Or do you want to move up and be aggressive? Give us an all-in mock draft, baby.
I'm ready when you are. Pick a site. Pick an engine.
Let's go with what's a good simulator right now, man?
What's whatever you use tonight? Draft Network or something like that.
Yeah.
Let me check my history.
We can do
NFL mock draft simulator. That was PFF. I don't think we used that though.
I think they got ads up the wazoo, right? I think they got ads up the wazoo now. Now these are all like, oh, you can use our simulator, but you got all this freaking spyware crap all over the place.
And the X is that big.
Okay, so we got Pro Football Network or the Draft Network, Mike. You want to try one of those?
Yeah, Draft Network. I think that's the one we used yesterday.
The Draft Network. All right.
Excuse me.
Do you want to share it on your screen or?
Oh,
you want,
yeah,
I
I can pull it up. It doesn't matter to me.
Where's their simulator at? Do they still have it? The Draft Network. Where is it? Are you sure these guys still have the simulator? I don't see it.
Let me see. All right. Mock drafts. What happens when I click on mock drafts? Never good, Joe. They took it down.
Doesn't look like they're doing a simulator anymore.
Well, time to move on to the next one.
Pro Football Network. There you go. Use that one. ProFootballNetwork.com.
That's the one we used yesterday. But it's free with ads. But who cares? I don't care. Share. Okay, I want to proceed. Share that bad boy. Joe, click to the left of the screen. Let me know if you can see what I see.
Here we go. I can see it. We can see it, Mike.
All right.
Those
You
do
said 2
rounds?
rounds?
Yes, sir.
The letdown Dallas Cowboys. All right. Click here to close. Close. Your normal speed. All right. Let's get into this bad boy. Yeet.
Okay, you can pause it at any time and contemplate some sort of crazy move up if you want, Mike. This is an all-in 2-round mock draft. See what Mike's going to do.
Gosh darn it. Okay, I paused the son of a biscuit. All right, let's see who's available with the Jets. All right, let's see if there's anybody I want to see with the Jets. All right, we got a really good wide receiver there. Rome sitting there out of Washington. Keenan Coleman out of Florida State. J.J. McCarthy. Bo. There's a good tackle right there. Brian Thomas. Marius Mims. Tyler Guyton. I don't think there's anybody I want to trade for. Let's go to the defense side of the ball. Oh, Leatu sitting right there, Joe. Oh, shoot. One of my pet cats right there, Joe. Leatu.
Then, so we're at 24. To move up that high would cost an immense amount of money.
All right, let's just continue then. You scared me. You scared me, lady. Oh.
The all-in mock draft, Mike.
We're saying put, and we're on the clock. Tampa Bay, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Good Lord. Whew. Here we go. Let's go to offense here real quick. Jackson Powers Johnson, Joe, the center of centers. Out of Oregon. The power man himself had a heck of a Pro Bowl, Senior Bowl showing, I mean. Oh, there's a dang Dylan's ad. Shop at your local Kroger. All right. All in, Joe. My all-in pick here. Gosh. Let's go to all. Wiggins out of Clemson. That's your slot guy. We won't need him. Brian Murphy. I don't like his height.
No, not right there. Not in the first.
Brian Thomas at LSU is a good wide receiver, but not a first round, in my opinion. Graham Bart, the guard out of Duke. But we don't need a guard. Joe, this one's tough, man. I should have traded, but Well, I guess what the chat saying. I think I got my pick here, Joe.
All right, let's go with it. The all in. You're going all in because what you want to improve what with this pick? What do you want to
I
improve?
want to improve my offensive line, Joe.
All right.
I want to improve my offensive line. This guy here was a mauler at the Senior Bowl, and I want to see his. This is post Senior Bowl. All right, we'll get his measurements and stuff at the combine, but give me Jackson Powers Johnson. All right, O-line's gonna get fixed. All right, I got all.
You going to spearhead that O line? If they don't stick with Hoffman, they got it. They're going to have to draft somebody, right?
Well, Hoffman's going to be there, but if you can get better at that position and that it's the blinking light is flashing at you, Joe, I think you have to take it.
Or do they do what they did last year and let Linderbaum
Pause.
go by and then draft? That was last year, right? When did we pass on Linderbaum? Was that last year?
I think it was last year.
Not good.
Not good at all. So, oh man,
second round, bro. All in move here. What you gonna do here, Mike?
I have it paused.
You gonna move up?
I'm seeing if some of my guys are available or not.
Tommy
that's
Eichenberg.
worthy enough to move up. I mean, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots away. God. So I got my center. I don't need a tight end. There's a quarterback there, but I don't need him. As of right now, Prescott and Trey Lance are still, and Cooper Rush are still on the team. Troy Franklin out of Oregon is there. Jonathan Brooks, the running back out of Texas. Let me see something real quick. 6', 207. I don't have any of his other stuff. What do you know about Jonathan Brooks, Joe?
I wouldn't take him in a second. I don't think I'm taking running back until the third, to be honest.
Oh, I clicked on a damn ad.
Take a look at wide receiver. Give Dak another weapon.
Out of Oregon. Corley from Western Kentucky.
I didn't like Walker. He had a shitty. I didn't like how he performed in the Senior Bowl.
Devontae Walker. Roman Wilson.
Roman Wilson's there. Johnny Wilson. Who else is on the board? Man, did a lot of receivers come off the board?
Yeah, it's a deep wide receiver. Let me go to defense here. Let me go to linebacker here real quick.
Oh, I see somebody I would take right here, bro. I would if it were me. I'd probably go with Jeremiah Trotter.
Jeremiah Trotter. This is your all-in Clemson linebacker, huh? Let me go to edge. Ooh, nothing to edge sticking out. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta get him. Travandre Sweat. That might be a reach, but Joe, I'm reaching. This is my all-in guy right here.
All right.
Is he already drafted?
No, he's available.
Oh, right? I gotta trade. How do I trade? Proposed trade. The Rams. NFC right there. The Rams. I've never done this before. Bear with me as I work through this.
So you gotta give up 56. You're gonna have to give up You're probably gonna have
I
to
think
give up that. Yeah, you're gonna have
I'm
to
going to
give
try 172.
up.
Let me see if that works.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to give that fourth.
Well, now I don't want to trade with the Eagles. All right, the Browns. Well, let's just play it out here. Maybe I don't have to trade. I don't have to trade, Joe. Devondre Sweat, you welcome to the Cowboys. That's my all-in draft right there. The trenches, Joe. The trenches. That's where I went.
Yeah, that was an interesting second round there.
Oh, that ain't interesting, dog. Just wait. Just wait.
Linebackers came off the board. We got Sweat in the second round, man. I think that's not bad, man. Honestly, like I wouldn't mind that, man. Now, I am on the record saying I'm not a big fan of the Big 12 defensive tackle, but I have been watching Sweat, and he does look like he's might break that mold and actually do something with the power, bro. But you gotta have the right defensive coach here, and we're talking about Zimmer here, bro. I think Zimmer with Sweat and see if we can get something out of Monty Smith. That middle of that defense is revamped right out the gate.
Right. No, I think. I mean, if this was real life, and this thing, fell into place, like, both these guys have good combines, I would consider both of these a steal, Joe. I really would. And I don't think now this isn't sexy. I mean, Johnson's pick might be, has a little razzle dazzle to it, but you look at this from a fan standpoint, I would be pumped about this because you're taking care of your trenches. You're taking care of your run stopping. You're taking care of your running game. No matter how you slice and dice this, if the Cowboys came up with this in real life, Joe, I'd be pumped.
Yeah, no, it's true, man. I mean, the game, is won and lost in the trenches. So you address both. I think these are good picks, bro. I think this is an A+ 2-round mock draft. CT, leave it to that to try to decipher what all in means. Shake my head. Everyone knows what it means. And Jerry Jones is full of what. It's gonna be the same shit, different year. Yeah. It very well could be, right? But it's fun. Doing these mock drafts is still fun. We gotta kind of have some kind of fun in the off season, right?
You have to, and yeah, you have to, bro. Because what else are we gonna do?
But I'm with you. The reality is, Jerry Jones is the ultimate Sith Lord of the Dark Lord. Thank you for the super chat, CT. We do appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you, CT.
Do feel you indeed, man. A lot of Cowboys Nation feels like that, man. They gotta prove it, bro. Like it's one thing to say it, but they better back it up, man, because that's gonna make fans even more disappointed if we come out of here sitting on our hands in free agency, sitting on our hands in the draft. They really gotta freaking I wouldn't say make a splash, but they gotta do something different, Mike. Wouldn't you say?
They have to do something different, Joe. Like I can sit here and say they have to hit on their draft picks, but no one knows what draft picks they're going to hit on, right? I mean that makes it tough. I think what they got to do is they got to take care of the priorities in free agency so they don't have to reach in the draft. Drafting Mozzie Smith was a reach. I would rather have Carlos Watkins knowing what Mozzie Smith put out now. I would rather have that just knowing what Mozzie Smith, because Mozzie Smith didn't play. So if you're gonna take the mindset of going all in, show me you're going all in by taking care of the toiletry, so to speak, of the household. You can't shit in your house if you ain't got toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? You can't draft good if you don't take care of the small things, Joe.
Yeah, man. It's one of those deals, bro, where Yeah, man, and that's the problem with the Cowboys. You know, relying on building their team through the draft because it puts so much pressure. Like you have to hit. You can't have these garbage draft classes that we've been having the last few years, bro.
Yeah,
Like
they have, and that was a horrible analogy. Heather found it funny, but
it is the Frisco report, bro. You know, we don't sugarcoat anything here, man. We don't
but
sugarcoat anything here. It's real live action, bro.
if only they could hear one of our phone conversations, bro. Dude, Joe's the type of guy. I'm a talker. I'd rather call than text, and I don't know if that's because I grew up in the '90s. I don't know what it is, but I hate the text. I got fat fingers. You know, it's not good for me to text on a small screen. It's just not good. So I like to call, dude. I'll call Joe, or Joe will call me, and you know it's supposed to be one of those 15-minute phone calls, but it winds up to be an hour and a half. And we're like, shit.
We're gonna try to do a better job as far as like just doing a podcast live through Podbean, guys. So if you guys can subscribe to the Podbean app, because you know sometimes we just feel like hitting record real quick and hitting it up on the audio side of it, and it's unrated. it's unrated for sure, and we're just spewing what's on our mind, how we really feel about this team, bro, and we say what we really feel about the team here too, no doubt.
Right.
But there,
No doubt.
we're in a different element. So make sure you guys subscribe to the Frisco Report and catch those audio versions of the podcast, because sometimes we go there and you have other tidbits of info there. So I love it, Mike. Great job on this all in type of mock draft. I think we'll do one where we're gonna do one next week where the lion through his teeth mock draft. He said we're not building to the future in this draft. The next draft is going to be, he's lying. We're going to build to the future. We're going to offend some people. And you know what it is. But it's just a scenario, bro. All right. So don't get the G strings all up in there and then that kind of thing. These are just scenarios.
That's why I love our Frisco Report fellow Cowboy fans, because they know what we do here. But you get the new guy. Oh, that's not possible. Oh, that ain't real. That would never. You're not understanding it, bud. The show's been on for 48 minutes and you just came in. Watch the show back before you voice an opinion.
Yeah, we like to do scenario drafts here. So this one was all in. Next week we're going to do Jerry's lying to us. They're drafting for the future. What would that look like, Mike? So think about that, guys. Think about what the hell that might be. And we're going to try to do that. You know, we're going to try to do a Jerry's lying mock draft next week. All right. But I think that's it for tonight, guys. Lots of good conversation in the chat box. Appreciate everybody that joined us tonight. Appreciate the super chats. Mike, let everybody know where they can find you if they haven't already, bro.
Hey, yeah, underscore Cowboys Corner on Twitter. If you're soft-skinned, do not follow me, all right? You got to be thick-skinned to follow me on Twitter, all right? And then on Saturday nights on Cowboys Corner YouTube channel, you guys are more than welcome to click the link that's posted in the comment section and chop it up with me every Saturday. It's called Talking Crazy, on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys. And I want to give a big shout out to my bro, Joe. The logo for Talking Crazy is fire, as the kids would say. No mid here, all right? It's straight fire. And if you tune in Saturday on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys, you'll be able to see the logo Joe made for me. So I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, it's a good show, bro. I tune in, bro, and it's good. Like on a Saturday, sometimes you're not doing things. Tune into Mike's show. They got good guests on there. It's good. It's good talk, man. Just people talking Cowboys, right? Crazy Cowboys, right?
Talking crazy.
That's all we have tonight, guys. Make sure you got pound that like button, share it out, and we'll see you for the next one, guys. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.